Hi guys, I'm Bri.
And I'm Alli. This is Offscript.
If you think about it, books are potential scripts for movies.
When this adaptation happens, typically it's disappointing because they went off script.
In this series, we will be talking about how off script they went. Hello,
And welcome
to Off Script,
a podcast.
where normally we compare books to their movies, but today we're doing that. It's just that it was a weird one.
A super weird one. Because
I didn't even realize it was a self-help book until I started it.
yeah, so we're doing He's Just Not That Into You, which is a self-help book.
Yeah, who knew?
Bri read it first and she's like, I don't know how we're going to do this. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. And then I start reading. I'm like, how do I take notes for this? Because I take notes while reading and I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, I started it and I immediately was like, this is not going to be anything like the movie. Even though surprisingly it is. Yeah, they do a very good job at that. Reading it, I was like, oh my gosh, why am I wasting my time on a self-help book? Like,
I read this, I listened to it on 2 speed. Like they sound like chipmunks. And I was like,
I don't care.
Don't even care. Luckily it was a 3-hour listen. So it was
short.
a
super quick and easy listen. But like, I feel like if I were single, I would have loved this book. But as someone who's in a relationship, I was just like, oh my God.
Book for you to read.
That too. Yeah. Because then I also took little snippets from each person. I was like, oh, John does that sometimes. Oh, and he does that sometimes.
And you're a very anxious and paranoid person as it is. She keeps messaging me being like, I don't think John's into me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like, you need to stop reading this book, but you can't because off script.
Oh my gosh. So...
And
what a funny one that comes out
right after
Valentine's Day. So
ironic.
Yeah. Oh my Atlanta.
Yep, great one. Well,
Yep.
I think I planned that before I was in a relationship. And that's why I put this one here.
Well, this would be a very different episode then, I feel like.
Should have recorded it before and after.
I know. All right. So this is season 4, episode 8.
We're doing it. We're trucking along, guys. I hope it's not too confusing for you.
Yep. We're doing it. We're rocking. So painting a picture for everybody.
I had a picture that I was like, I should do that for our other one.
We could paint a real picture. Like our new listeners might not understand where we are.
That's a good point.
So this is why we started Paint a Picture, was because I like to know, whenever I listen to my podcast and they talk about their studio and I'm like, I can envision them, or like during COVID, it was like, we're in our closets today. They were recording. I'm like, I know where you are. So that's why we started Paint a Picture. Mm-hmm. And so we are in Bri's house.
Yes. In my jam room. Well, my dad's jam room.
Which is where he records all his music.
Mm-hmm.
So we got fancy equipment.
Yes, which is why this sounds much better than season 1.
Which we did in my room with
no sound equipment.
Yes.
No sound. Well, not that this room's soundproof, but
yes,
we just didn't care much.
Yes. And yeah, so we got, lots of instruments around us. Didn't we count one time how many guitars? So many.
I think you did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I feel like it was more than that.
Well, he's moved like 3 of them downstairs because tomorrow my mom, for Christmas at her school, we're recording this in December, guys. For Christmas at her school, she takes her classroom and carols at other classrooms.
Cute.
And my dad goes with them with his guitar. And so tomorrow is their rehearsal.
Okay.
And so he has his specific guitars that he's practicing on and playing and taking. So I think some of them are downstairs right now.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there's lots of beer posters and Kiss posters and stuff like that.
I was going to laugh because we have Kiss USB drives in front of us and normally they're laying down on the desk. But at some point today, my dad came and stood them all up. They're our audience today.
What a great picture for all of you.
I'll take that picture.
Yes. Anyways.
That's our picture.
Okay. So, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do a synopsis, but I had to do one for the movie and for the book because they are
There's no way to
that different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the book is a self-help book pointing out all the things guys say or do to show you they are just not that into you. Straightforward from the title.
Mm-hmm.
And in the movie, it's about a Baltimore set movie of interconnecting story arcs dealing with challenges of reading or misreading human behavior.
I feel like this was one of the first like Valentine's Days.
I think so.
I actually think this was the one that kicked all those off.
Was Love Actually after this?
Oh, hell no. That was first. You're right.
Okay.
You know what's funny? Today, so I went through all my Christmas movies that I watch every year. And I sat there and I was like, I feel like there's one movie that I always watch. But then when I was looking for a movie that I wanted to see on Tuesday, they're playing a bunch of holiday classics. And one of them was Love Actually. And I was like, that's like one of my all-time favorite movies. How did I forget that one?
It's very cute. Yeah, we're going on Wednesday to see
The Grinch?
Nope.
Oh, Elf?
Nope. Christmas Story.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. No, Tuesday I'm going and seeing Rob's anime movie.
Oh.
Yeah. In IMAX.
Why not?
Duh. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right.
All right. We have author Greg Bernadette. Bernadette.
Barrent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And Liz Tucillo.
Probably Tuchillo. Tuchio?
I don't know.
We butchered both of those names. Sorry, guys.
And director Ken Kwapis, which did a bunch. He did a bunch of Office episodes.
Funny.
Yes, I remember his name very clearly from Office Ladies because anytime Cameron was able to watch it or listen to a bunch of them with me, and anytime they would say Ken Kwapis, he'd look at me and go, Ken Kwapis. And so, so right when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. So
that's funny.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that. All right. Screenplay writers were Abby Cohn and Mark Silverstone.
That actually blows my mind because Liz is a writer for Sex and the City and Greg would help write for Sex and the City. So you would think that they would just write their own movie.
I swear when I was doing the write-up, that's what I figured would be. And the fact it wasn't, I was shocked.
I'm blown away.
Yes.
All right. They read that book in audio book form.
Yes, they did. I know I don't have that. I wonder why I don't have that.
Because you did not care.
I used an old version. Yes. Book came out in 2004. The movie came out February 6, 2009. It's a 5-year difference.
Such a great Valentine's Day movie.
I know. I mean, here we are doing it on one of our Valentine's Day episodes.
I know. Yeah.
Listen, ladies, he's not into you. Oh, man.
Sometimes you just need that push.
Yeah. All right. So, what'd you think?
What's funny is I remember loving this movie in high school. But that's also when I had like ideals about relationships. And now, oh my God, I just felt like it made women seem like idiots, men seem like assholes. And
I was glad that in the movie they at least made one guy be strung along. So it wasn't all the girls being strung along.
Yes. But still, I was like, I feel like about halfway through, I was like, oh my God, I cannot take this anymore. Like, all of the stories are just horrible.
Oh my gosh. I liked it. But I love the overarching storylines. Like I love when
it's all interconnected.
Yeah. Like these people don't have anything to do with anything, but they know one person.
So that's why they're here.
So that's why they're here. Like I think those are so much fun. And so
that's why I love Love Actually.
I got to rewatch that again because I don't know. I can't remember it very well.
You probably don't like it because of Alan Rickman's story.
I know. I remember I didn't like his story.
He cheats on Emma Thompson.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the rest of it is great. And Liam Neeson's in it.
I know. How do you go wrong?
Yeah, you don't.
All right. So why did we pick this book movie?
Because I hated men 2 years ago.
You got to go read through but I mean, you wouldn't have known. No. Yeah. Maybe you need to recheck all your Valentine's Day movies before now that you're in a relationship. This is really the only one though.
I was going to say, because I still have strong feelings about the other ones. So I just think, I also really think that I picked this one for this year because I hated doing all Nicholas Sparks last year. So I kind of wanted a complete different, like, it's like, screw romance. But also we need romance
for February.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. I got some movie book fun facts. What the hell? Who ruined my... It doesn't have my audio book in there. And now it says movie book fun facts.
Yeah,
Who
that's
is
weird.
Ruining my notes?
Allie at 1 a.m. typing these.
But I usually just use the same one as an old one and just like recopy.
Oh, I wonder if like you use Polar Express or something because
it's so different. Yeah, I definitely used a kid one.
And so that's why you do the movie book fun facts, because if you can't find enough fun facts from the movie.
Maybe that's what I do.
Yeah, but maybe don't use the children books.
I don't know why I did that. I never do. I wonder if I did just because I'm like, I'm taking no notes on this.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyways, there's my anger, you guys. It's supposed to say Allie's super fun facts.
But instead it says movie book fun facts.
That's not even fun to say.
No. Movie/book fun facts.
Oh gosh. All right. First one. Shipped to theaters under the code name Boy Trouble. Why wouldn't they just have it be the real name? Why do they need it to be all secretive?
That makes no sense. I don't know why.
I remember having a really hard time finding fun facts for this one, guys. Sorry.
So we got Boy Trouble.
Yes. Number 2. Jennifer Aniston has 20 minutes of screen time in this film, and Jennifer Connelly has 25. So like two of the most famous ones at this time. Mm-hmm. And they just have like itty bitty time.
Yeah.
Because it's so many characters.
Yeah.
Number 3. Jennifer Connelly plays a character whose father died of cancer. In real life, her actual father was dying of cancer at the time and passed before the film was released. Oh my gosh, that would be so hard to film.
Yeah, I don't know how she did it.
I don't either. Oh my gosh.
She's my Labyrinth girl, so I love her.
Oh, that's where I've seen her from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's just a little bit older.
Yep. Okay, Sasha Alexander played Jennifer Aniston's sister in the film. She also guest starred on an episode of Friends during season 8.
Funny.
I know, I don't remember who she was.
I wasn't paying... Well, actually, no. In that scene, I couldn't figure out who her sister was.
Oh.
There were too many girls talking, and they were all talking. Like, she would be talking to her sister, but then they would each respond.
Oh, her sister was who was getting married.
Well, I knew that, but
I don't know who she was. Like, I don't know in Friends who she was. Probably one of Joey's flings.
Probably. If I could figure out which one she was, I probably would know. But yeah. I just, at that point...
You wanted the movie over.
Yeah, that too. I was like, okay, come on. I already know Jennifer's going to get back with Ben. I know.
Yes, exactly. When Justin Long was watching the hockey game, the voiceover makes a play-by-play mention of the Terps, I guess, the mascot for the University of Maryland. Yet, when the television is on screen, the two teams are NIA and UND, neither abbreviation for Maryland.
That's hilarious.
Like I said, I had slim pickings for my fun facts.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. I guess, is it hot still?
Yeah, mine is.
Like hot?
I made it with a Keurig.
So it's going to be hot for a while.
No, it's not. It's drinkable hot.
Okay.
So I think the best way to do this is just book, movie.
Okay, same as the children's book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it. So the two authors of this book were, as we said, they were writers on Sex and the City. And so first we have the point of view from Liz and how all these girls are sharing their story about relationships. And then Greg is there and they're like, you're a guy, tell us. And he's like, well, it sounds like he's not that into you. And they're like, what? And their minds are blown.
My thing that's confusing about this is they're the writers of Sex and the City, and they write stories about relationships. Shouldn't they know? Shouldn't they not need this guy to tell them this?
I guess, but then on the same side, Sex and the City is all about drama.
That's true, yeah.
So maybe they're just so wrapped up in their stories for the show that they
take that into their real life.
Yes. I don't know.
Oh.
So their minds were blown, but they loved it because now they're like, oh, now I don't have to waste all my time on these deadbeat guys. Mm-hmm. And then it was the same story from Greg's point of view. And then you guys, honestly, I just wrote the titles of the chapters. And if anything pops out at you from the book, we'll chat about it. So in the book, we get these excuses from the guys, also excuses from the women. So excuses from the guys they'll have about why they don't contact. Excuses from the women about why maybe they're not contacting because of this. And so the first one is, he's just not that into you if he's not asking you out. Mm-hmm. He's not calling you. Mm-hmm. He's not dating you. He's not having sex with you. He's having sex with someone else. He only wants to see you when you're drunk. He doesn't want to marry you.
When he's drunk.
Oh, sorry. When he's drunk. He doesn't want to marry you. He's breaking up with you. He's disappeared on you. He's married, and other insane variations of being unavailable. He's a selfish jerk, bully, or really big freak. Now, it's like a lot of these were like, no, duh.
Yeah.
Like the cheating ones and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But then there were some where I was like, no, I don't agree. Like the one that really bugged me was he's like, he's just not that into you if what was it? If you choose not to give him your phone number, so he has to go out and figure out your phone number. I'm so sorry. If I'm on the other end and I'm like, this girl doesn't want to give me her phone number. One,
she doesn't want to date me.
Yeah. One, if it's flipped, wouldn't that be, she's just not that into you?
Yeah.
And then also he's like, well, when I wanted to find marry my wife, I went out and looked up 17, whatever her names were, and called each one in the phone book. And I'm like,
that's stalkerish.
That's super stalkerish and creepy and weird. And no one does that. And just drove me crazy. And if she does that and wants you to figure out who she is,
she would tell you.
Or she's just too much work. Yeah. She's not going to be a fun person to date.
Yeah.
There were just a bunch of instances like this in this book that I was just like, oh. But throughout the whole book, it was a Dear Abby. Dear Abby thing.
Article basically where it was like, Dear Greg, I'm dating this guy and
he cheats on me, but he really still loves me. He says he does.
Mm-hmm. And it's in the way he acts.
Yeah. And it's like, Dear cheated on. No, he doesn't love you. Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like,
he was also kind of demeaning to all the girls too. I was like,
He was, and he wasn't at the same time. Like he was during all the responses.
Yeah.
And then step outside of the Dear Abby part. And he's like, you deserve to be happy because you're amazing and you're this and you're that. And I'm like,
where's this guy?
Right. And so it's like, I don't know. So in it, he says that we are exceptional, but we're not the exception, because you can always be like, well, my friends, they had a rocky past. They cheated on each other, but now they're happily married, blah, 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 blah. They're the exception, but you're not the exception. It's like, oh, great. Thanks for that. And if you're listening to this, you want something better. And I was like, no, I'm listening to this because I have to, actually. And yeah,
my thought too.
I don't know. That was it. You guys are going to have a 10-minute podcast. Here you go.
Yeah, because now basically you follow this girl who just keeps going on dates with a bunch of losers, and she keeps she is overly needy almost. And she goes on this date with this guy named Connor, and she's like going out of her way because he said he would call her, and he never called her. And so she finds his local hangout and was like, maybe I should drive by his house and all this stuff. And then you find out that Connor is the guy who's getting strung along by this girl who's actually really cheating with a husband on Jennifer Connelly's character. And then
because she met them, she wasn't cheating at first. They met in a little checkout at a store, and then they started flirting. And then he's like, I don't do this. I'm married. But then she goes and talks to her friend, Drew Barrymore. And she's like, well, my friend, she ended up being with her husband and he was married to someone else and blah, 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 blah.
Now they're married.
Horrible friend.
Yeah.
Horrible friend.
I would have been like, dude, don't even. Why?
Right. Don't be that person.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Jennifer Connelly is friends with Jennifer Aniston, who's been with Ben Affleck for 7 years, but they're not married. And her little sister's getting married after only being with her boyfriend for like a year or two. And so she's like, when are we getting married? And he's like, never. So they break up, but then they realize that they love each other. So they get back together and then he proposes.
Yeah. See, that was one of the things though. He's just not that into you if he doesn't want to marry you.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but your movie is saying the exact opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, Connor's friend owns the bar where Needy Girl ends up going, and she starts talking to him, and he's like, no, let me tell you. And basically Justin Long's character is the book. And so he's like telling Needy Girl, no, if he's doing this, he's not into you. Let me tell you, he's not into you. He's not into you. But then really he's into Needy Girl.
Yeah. And it's like, which was also a contrary thing to the book, because she comes to him, Needy Girl, Gigi. She comes to him and is like, oh my gosh, like I was seeing all these signs, like you are clearly into me. And he's like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not into you. Why do girls always do this? Blah, 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 blah. Because he thought they had a good friendship going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just like, oh, fine. And so she, stops talking to him. And
then his life goes to crap because he's like, oh, I miss her.
Oh, I do love her. And I'm like, but you were just saying if you don't realize you want to be with her, you're not into her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. It just didn't make sense. I did like in the movie, though, how they put in the titles of the chapters. And then they had like extra
That's what
random
I was just gonna say.
people
talking about their relationship quarrels and problems. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like that.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. Wow, you guys. 15-minute. It's going to be shorter than a mini-sode.
I know. Wow. I don't even think there's anything else for me to say. But guess what? We got cast now. I knew it was going to be short.
Oh my gosh, I know. Man.
Hey, they need it after this season.
You guys need some short ones in here.
Oh, I guess we also forgot to say that Drew Barrymore's character ends up with her friend's boyfriend that she was dragging along.
Yeah, so Scarlett Johansson was dragging the guy along. And
Drew Barrymore ends up with him.
Yeah, that was kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's about how they were all... Oh, I liked how... Oh, so awkward. Jennifer Connelly's character is with Bradley Cooper. And so she's like, oh my gosh, we haven't had sex. No wonder he's cheating on me, because she found out he's cheating on her. And so she goes to his office where him and Scarlett Johansson are
trying to have sex.
Yes. And so he's like, oh my gosh, hide in the closet. And then she comes in
to have sex with her husband.
And he can't say no. So he has sex with her in front of Scarlett Johansson. Oh my gosh.
And that's what makes her disgusted with it.
Yeah. She's like, you're despicable.
Don't ever touch me.
Yeah.
Like, you were the one doing this too, chick.
I know. I liked at the end, the very end, while the credits are rolling to it, kind of gives like a life update on how each one is doing. So that was fun too. I don't know. It just was, it was an interesting match.
You also know what I realized we didn't do in the beginning?
Huh?
Which did you do first?
You're right. Was that not up there, or did we skip it? My notes are real crap. It's not even there.
No, it's not even there.
Oh my Lanta.
Allie, which did you do first?
Oh my gosh. We're just super short episode, super wrong
today. Professional.
Yes, note to self, never reuse. He's not that into you notes. Okay. I watched it first long ago.
Same. Casting.
Now that we're all caught up. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's 122 people in this movie.
That tracks.
So we have Jennifer Goodwin is Gigi.
What's funny is I don't like her as an actress, and I always wondered why, and I'm pretty sure it's because of this show.
She's Snow White in Once Upon a Time, so I love her.
I knew you did.
Yeah.
But I didn't recast her.
Oh, so. That's good. Officer Hops. Zootopia.
Yeah. Yep.
I like her.
I really only watched that movie for Jason Bateman.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like that movie?
No, I like it.
Oh.
It's good.
Okay.
I would recast her in that.
Oh my gosh. All right. Kevin Conley. Are they related? Nope.
No.
Spelled different. Okay. It's Connor, who was the
Strong, long guy.
Yep.
I think he did good.
He did good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He looked a lot like Sean Astin.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Just want to say. Scarlett Johansson is Anna.
Oh, man, this role makes me hate her.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
She got her blonde hair and
big boobs.
slimy little homewrecker.
Yeah. She did good.
Yeah. Bradley Cooper played Ben, who was
the cheating husband.
Yep.
I love Bradley Cooper and I love him so much. And then I realized he was the cheater and I was like, fuck, I forgot.
I forgot he was a cheater too. And I thought he was doing good because sure, he was flirty at the store, but then he's like, I can't do this. I'm married. I was like, oh, good job. And then he's like,
guess
calling,
what?
hello, hey. Come have sex with me in my office.
In me office.
In the office.
He's Irish now. In the office.
I mean, he I feel like it might be this movie's reason. No, Wedding Crashers, I think, was why he plays a dick in like all his movies now.
Wedding Crashers?
Apparently, that's where he's Wedding Crashers. Was that what it was?
That's Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
He's in it.
He's
apparently we were watching. Actually, it was right. I had this paused.
Yeah.
To go talk to my parents, and my dad was watching Bradley Cooper like interview thing about his whole acting career, and he got to answer questions for new actors and stuff. And it showed. He's like, so you really like one of his main pop role what am I trying to say?
Breakout.
Thank you. Roles was he was the Dick brother or something from Wedding Crashers.
Weird.
Yeah.
Funny.
So
poor guy.
I know. So
because I think he's a good actor when he's not a dick too.
I know because was he the one in American Sniper? Was that him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Freaking love that movie. And then
I love him in Silver Linings Playbook, and I don't think he's a dick in that movie. I just think he's got some mental problems in that movie.
I don't remember that movie. I'm excited.
It's really good.
I know. I've seen it.
I love that movie.
I'm excited to watch it again.
Mm-hmm. The book's also really good.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry. Justin, we got to make time anyways.
Yeah, exactly. We've got the time to do it.
We got Justin Long as Alex.
He was perfect. I love Justin Long.
I do too.
He's one of my favorites.
Yes.
He was in Jeepers Creepers, and ever since then, I'll watch anything with him in it.
I love him in New Girl.
Oh, he's the best in New Girl. Genslinger.
So funny. I told my mom she just finished rewatching. I think she just finished it, or she's almost done with it. She rewatched Seinfeld from start to finish. Mm-hmm. She's like, I need another series to watch. I was like, you gotta watch New Girl.
Mm-hmm. It's the best. Yes. I freaking love that show so much.
And we have Ben Affleck as Neil.
Surprisingly, I actually really like him in this role.
I did too.
I don't like him often.
My favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think he was perfect for this role.
He was. He was the guy who didn't want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Mm-hmm. Didn't love his girl any less. He just didn't want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does because he caved for her.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jennifer Aniston played Beth.
I think she did good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of odd seeing her because, I mean, everybody else is big name too.
Yeah.
But she seems like such a big name for this movie. Right?
I know.
I mean, now Scarlett Johansson and all
Bradley
Cooper, definitely. Drew Barrymore. They're definitely, I guess Drew Barrymore back then was too, but
yeah,
they're definitely up there. But like, she just seemed out of
place.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she did good. I liked her.
I also always feel really bad for her because I feel like she always plays the storylines that like kind of go with her life.
I know.
I'm always like, oh, poor Jen.
So sad. Okay, and then we have Jennifer Connelly played Janny.
Janine?
Sure.
Janny.
I think I'm part dyslexic because that I and N definitely were flipped in my head.
That's funny. I love her. She's the best.
She's really good.
Yeah, she made me, I mean, her storylines already, she's the one that's getting cheated on. And she already, like, I already feel bad for her, but she made me feel even worse for her.
Yeah. Yep. And Drew Barrymore played Mary.
She did good. She was barely in it.
And then we have Chris Christopherson, who played Jennifer Aniston's dad.
He did good too.
Yes, he did. I know. He was very sweet, actually. That was really one of my favorites. Yeah. Because the cousin did a wedding toast at Jen's sister's wedding. And he just is going on about how Jennifer Aniston's, because she's recently single. Like, she just broke up with Ben Affleck, right? And then he's just so sweet. He's like, you know, you're my favorite daughter, trying to comfort her. And it was just sweet. Yeah. Oh my gosh, how are we going to answer these? Is the theme of the book and movie the same?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Technically.
And
if you break it down.
It's a movie about girls in bad relationships.
I guess that's true.
And the book's about that too.
Do the characters stay true?
There are no characters in the book, so
right.
No.
But there are situations and stories that stay true.
Yeah.
So take that how you will. Which do you prefer, book or movie?
Movie.
Really?
Yeah.
For hating the movie so much.
I don't want to read that book again.
I also prefer the movie.
Does not surprise me.
All right. And that's our super duper super short episode for you.
Hopefully you liked it. It was nice and easy for us to record.
I know. All right. So we would love you to rate, subscribe, review.
It would mean the world to us.
Yeah. Tell us what you think about the books and the movies, and come on our socials.
Yeah. Actually, also on Spotify, I have been posting polls basically and questions. So go answer those too if you listen on Spotify. That would be awesome.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Wednesday, we're continuing with my birthday month selections. Actually, it's the last one of my birthday month selections. It's The Fault in Our Stars. You ready for a cry fest? I always am. That's such a good book.
It's so good, you guys. It's one of my favorites. And then Monday, we didn't stay away from Nicholas Sparks too long because we have the last song.
Although, spoiler, I might not bring him back the next year. We'll see.
But we got our Liam Hemsworth back, so.
Sure. That might be the best part of it.
All right. And with that, he's just not that into you.
Went off script.
Bye. Thanks for sticking with us.
We hope you enjoyed it.
If you did, we would greatly appreciate it if you gave us 5 beautiful stars, reviewed, and subscribed.
You can also follow us on Facebook at Offscript, on Instagram at Offscript Podcast 21, and on TikTok at Offscript_pod.
Shoutouts to Madame Ashen Creations for our adorable logo art.
And Adam Daniel for our incredible theme song.
And to Creative Cinephile Productions for producing our podcast.
See you next time.